Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Queen Monday's page. Hope you're fine, hope you're good. How is your weekend going? I hope you're weekending this weekend. Uh-huh. Welcome back once again to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be speaking about a very interesting topic that I need us to share ideas on. I need us to share views on. What is this topic all about? The topic for today's video says all you need to know about your menstruation and your menstrual cycle. All you need to know about your menstruation and your menstrual cycle. But before I continue with this topic, I just want to ask you these few questions about this. Do you know that your period comes again every 21 or to 35 days, depending on your cycle? Have you taken note of that? Do you also know that the total blood you lost over the course of your period is about 2 to 3 tablespoons, but secretions and all that makes it looks more than what you've lost? Do you also know that in time of the month when you feel some certain symptoms, it's telling you, your body is telling you that your menstruation is about coming forth? Now, let's dive into what our topic is. All you need to know about menstruation and your menstrual cycle as a woman. What is your menstruation? What is menstruation? Let's put it that way. What is menstruation? Menstruation is when the lining of the uterus sheds, causing blood to flow from your vagina. When the lining of the uterus sheds, this causes blood to flow from your vagina. And normally this lasts around 3 to 7 days. Some persons see their period for only 3 days, while for some 4 days, some five, six, thereabouts. And this marks the beginning of a new menstrual cycle. You heard me. This marks the beginning of a new menstrual cycle. What is menstrual cycle? I said it on my last video. If you have not watched the video, you click on the link below to watch the video. I explained what menstrual cycle is on the last video. As we go on, what is menstrual cycle? Well, I'll tell you more you need to know so that you can cover and know what your menstruation is and what your menstrual cycle is and how it comes. Now, your menstrual cycle is the monthly series of changes a woman's body goes through in preparation for possibility of pregnancy or the next period coming forth. By tracking your menstrual cycle, people can learn, you can also learn whether your period is regular or irregular, and whether symptoms that are attached to your period can bring up any cause for alarm. What is the easiest way to track your menstrual cycle? Very, very easy way for you to track your menstrual cycle is by marking when your period starts on a calendar and when your period ends on that same calendar. Then try to notice any premenstrual symptoms. Just try as much as possible to notice any premenstrual symptoms. Some persons don't know when their period comes, they don't know the cycle they fall in. At times they might walk on the road and get embarrassed with stains of blood. So this alone will help you know when your period comes. If you can follow this that I've said, tracking of your menstrual cycle using with the use of a calendar, and trying to study your body to know these symptoms like cramps, bloating, and the rest of it all. This can also help you to track your menstrual cycle, or to know your when your period is about coming. You can also consider tracking by the use of an app. There are several apps, so many apps that are available to download if you wish to use app to track your menstrual cycle or to track when your menstruation comes again. Now, considering the topic we have for today, we have so many things we need to speak about, but considering this topic, um, What are the events that happens during your menstrual cycle? What are the events that happen during your menstrual cycle? Some persons run cycles of 24, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 26, 27, 28, depending on the cycle it falls in, or cycle you find yourself. Averagely, um, averagely, normal cycle should be from 28 days to 32 days, even from 28 days to 35 days. It all depends. Some persons run cycle from 21 days to 35 days, depending on the cycle you run or you go with. Now, what are the symptoms of menstruation? What are the things that you experience? Then your body can tell, oh, I think I'm about menstruating. One, breast pain. You might feel breast pain, tenderness of the breast. There might be changes in your mood. You might feel irritated. You might feel bloated also. Those are the little symptoms you experience or your body experience that shows you or that tells you that you are about um, having your menstruation. We have different phases of menstrual cycle. What are the phases? We have up to 4 phases of your menstrual cycle. These phases include the menstruation itself, the follicular phase, the ovulation, and the luteal phase. They are divided into 4 phases. Now, you would want to know what is the menstruation phase, what is the follicular phase, what is ovulation phase, what is luteal phase. I will tell you all of this. Now, for the menstruation phase, it should be within from your day 1 to day 7. Yes, day 1 to day 7. That's the first day at which the bleeding starts. That's considered the first day of your menstrual cycle. It lasts anywhere from day 3 to day 8, depending on the cycle you run. But 5 days is the average of it. Usually, bleeding is heaviest on the first 2 days. Now, the second phase is this, the follicular phase. Yeah, the follicular phase, or I don't know, follicular phase. Yeah. Once the bleeding stops, that's the menstruation. Once the bleeding stops, the uterine lining, also known as endometrium, begins to prepare for the possibility of pregnancy, becomes thicker, and it's enriched in blood and nutrients. That's the second phase, which is the follicular phase, and it falls within day 6 to day 14. I hope you understand everything I'm trying to say. But before I move on, why did I forget this? Is this your first time of watching? Is this your first time of listening to this channel or to my talk? You are welcome. Please, if you find this important, or if you find this important and you find this talk interesting, kindly click on the subscription button. Click on the subscribe button below, the red one. Click on the like button. Please like my videos. Share my videos. Kindly share my videos. Kindly share my videos so that my audience will get bigger and other persons can also learn from this. Comment below. Is there anything that I have said that you really know about? You need to share my experience with us in the comment section. If you are an old subscriber, thank you so much. You remain my real G. Thank you so much for staying put on this channel. I hope I didn't disappoint. Back to the phases, the menstrual phases or menstrual cycle phases. Now to the third phase, which is the ovulation proper, the ovulation day. Around day 14 of your menstrual cycle should be your ovulation. Around day 14, an egg is released from the ovaries and it begins its journey down to the fallopian tube, then to the uterus. That is when ovulation occurs. That egg that is released from the ovaries. that begins in his journey down to the fallopian tube, then to the uterus. That is what ovulation is. So, if sperms are present at that time, that's for people or persons that are seeking for way to achieve pregnancy. If sperms are present at that time, fertilization can occur, which leads to pregnancy. The egg will travel to the uterus and attempt to implant in the uterine wall. That is when pregnancy occurs, if sperm is available or if sperm is present at that point. So that ovulation phase falls between day 14 to day 25 of a woman's cycle, depending on the cycle you run. If you run a 28-day cycle, it falls on day 14 or below, depending on your body system. I'm not of the school of thought that ovulation occurs on half of your menstrual cycle. No. If you use ovulation test strip for some persons, you see that ovulation occurs. Some persons that run a 28-day cycle, their ovulation falls in day 12, some day 13, while some falls actually on day 14. Now to the last phase, that's the luteal phase. This phase occurs at day 25 to day 28. What does this phase entail? If the egg was not fertilized or implantation does not occur, that's if there is no presence of sperm, or even if implantation does not occur, then hormonal changes will give signal to the uterus to prepare to shed its lining. And the egg breaks down and is shed again along with lining. This makes your cycle begin again. That's shedding of blood. The menstrual flow begins to flow again. So those are the phases you need to know about your menstruation. This alone will help you know to when and when your period comes up. So at the tail end, what is your menstrual cycle? What is menstrual cycle? I'll tell you. Let it be a bonus for this class. Let it be a bonus for this class. About and the length of your menstrual cycle is the number of days from the first day of your bleeding in your last period. Hear me again. The length of your menstrual cycle is the number of days from the first day of your bleeding in your last period to the first day of bleeding in your next period. Did you understand what I say? I will say it again. Your menstrual cycle, or the length of your menstrual cycle, is the number of days from the first day of your bleeding in your last period to the first day of bleeding in your next period. From this figure, subtract for 14 from the end of your current cycle. This determines the appropriate day you would ovulate. It might be, it might not be. You can also use ovulation test strip to find out the actual day at which you are ovulating. This brings me to the end of this class. When next we're going to speak, we'll be speaking on topic that also matches with this. Thank you so much for staying put to my channel. I love you. I remain Queen Monday, the health worker with a sweet difference. Bye.